Alright, so we got this thing scrubbed out. You can see, so this bore, it's got a little corrosion in there. So we'll see how long. I got it smoothed out with a brass brush, so we're gonna see how long this seal is gonna last. But we're gonna end up using this for a parts carburetor just because of the bore, just because that bore is. It'll be fine for a while. I mean, I'll probably get a good year out of this carburetor before that seal wears out again. But this is gonna end up being a parts carburetor. If I wanted to remeter this and change out those jets, I don't know if I'd get them out, take a lot of soak, and there's some other materials I can use to clean this out a little better, but sort of show, got most of that clean, and then just as I was thinking, dang, because this linkage is set up to where I can't get my barrels adjusted correctly, so I was like, man, I can't do nothing until I have those linkages because of all of this, because of these adjustments here. So we got our linkage kit, so we're going to get that installed. That way I can set these barrels correctly while I got it apart and I can see them. And then we'll start reassembly after a little more cleaning. So stay tuned. But yeah, luckily right in the middle of this part showed up just as I was thinking, man, I really need that right now. So today should be a good day. So before reassembly, there's a couple things I wanted to go over. This accelerator jet, you need to make sure. So what I do is I take a can of carb clean and I put the straw in it, and then I blow through these ports. There's one here, and then you have a air fluctuation port that comes up through the top. So I make sure those are clear, which you can see obviously through the camera. But then I blow through this primary jet right here, or this is primary. So I blow through that tip right there, and I make sure everything is clean, and then I'll gently put air through everything to make sure that it's clean and that you can that it all functions. Now this is still dirty. I got to clean it. It's not going to be perfect. It's just for a mud truck. It's not for real expensive engine. If it was, I'd take a little more care, but I'm just trying to move this so that we can get work on another truck. And I actually be doing my buddy's Jeep first, but unfortunately, as you can see, I'm pretty packed as far as space goes. So I had to get one big block out because I have 3 of them sitting there. So I had to make some space. And then that other engine should go, and then that other engine right there is scrap. So I'll probably steal some of the road, probably the crank out of it and some other parts, and then that can go. So we're just in the process of making space because we got to put those 2 Ford axles in a Jeep. So this should be a fun-filled project. So my truck just kind of came up because I used a motor out of it, so it was still sitting there. So no point in leaving a truck. There's no point in leaving a truck sitting there with a garage, when you're gonna have the motor sitting there for that truck, and the truck is now sitting there empty with no engine in it. So might as well put the engine in it and move on to the next project. So anyway, that's where we're at. So I like to blow through these jets, clean them off, make sure we don't mix those up so they can go back where they were. And then the main thing is that I was having issues with, and why this carburetor wouldn't work, was because of this accelerator pump situation. So you can make sure that your seal is turned the right way. You can see in the first video that this seal is backwards, right? So you're never going to catch the bore to force fuel down through the ports if that plunger is the wrong side up. So you can feel it actually grab and start pushing vacuum, or liquid, whatever. So we're gonna look for that, but so now we can reassemble now that everything's gone through, cleaned. I got to finish cleaning, but now that everything is, you want to do your preliminary checks before you put this back together, or there's no point in even rebuilding it. So yeah, so the thing is, I like to go through and take my can of carb clean and blow through the ports too. So these are your jets here for your primary. Secondary will be that jet there that supplies here, and it all works off vacuum. Same thing here. So I take my straw and I blow through there, make sure I have good flow through there, and take a scrub, a pipe cleaner, scrub those out, and then gently blow air through them. There's nothing that you're going to hurt with air pressure through here, I do believe. You might blow some caps if you're not, but it had to be sealed to do that. So it'd be pretty hard to mess something up, but just be gentle about it. So yeah, now that we got everything cleaned out, and we got our linkages selected. Thank God that I have the right linkages, because that was going to make things a mess for adjusting the 4 barrels together. So, yeah.